rev up your engines for the Mid-Michigan Biker Podcast with Big E. Proudly sponsored by Christensen Law, where bikers helping engine bikers is more than just a motto. It's our commitment to the biker community. Be sure to tune in and listen to the latest news and biker buzz. And for all your personal injury needs, be sure to contact the Christensen Law team at 248-900-9000. Welcome to the Mid-Michigan Biker Podcast, where the rubber meets the road and the tales of the ride unfold. I'm Big E, your guide on this two-wheeled adventure. Life is short, bikers, so let's get after it. Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast. Tonight, or today, or this morning, or whenever you're listening, we have today. Just say today. You think that's all right?
Today.
Well, today on the show we have PP and OG.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
And in anticipation of our upcoming Wild Hogs trip, we have decided we are going to do a little episode on proper
Motorcycle packing.
motorcycle packing. Yeah. So, I mean, there's some kind of veteran tricks to packing when you're doing one of these trips, and we thought we might share some of those with you.
Get a back seat, put a big backpack in it.
That works pretty good.
That works.
That does work pretty good.
All right, that's enough out of you three. It's ladies' night.
What?
Oh, what?
Out.
That's rude.
Ladies'
Very
night.
rude.
Yes, ladies' night. Out. All of you.
I guess we're out of here.
I guess the ladies are taking over the podcast. Good luck. Yeah. All right. Have fun.
Have fun, ladies.
We will.
You want bourbon?
We got enough. All right, this is Princess and Two Hit coming to you for a special episode. Say hi, Two Hit.
Hi, everybody.
So tonight we're just gonna kind of make it a ladies' podcast. So, Two Hit, why don't you tell us how you got started riding?
Well, Biggie, who is my husband, has always wanted a motorcycle and was unable to have the opportunity to have one. So I told him on his 50th birthday to go pick out a motorcycle. As we're debating on which one he wants, I decided I was not going to be the one riding bitch. So went down there anticipating buying one motorcycle. We bought two. Mind you, I've never been on a motorcycle before. Had no experience, no license, no endorsement, nothing. Well, so I had to get my permit. I rode my bike for the first time with my dad. I conned Princess into taking the riding course with me so I didn't have to do it by myself. I quickly learned that my very first motorcycle, which was an 883 Sportster extra low, was definitely not the kind of bike we needed for the kind of riding we were doing. So the next season I upgraded. I really wanted a Street Glide, but I was afraid of the size and the motor. So I got a Softail. Very quickly learned after that one as well that I should have just gotten my Street Glide, which I currently have now. So yes, I've been riding. This would be my 4th season on my 3rd different kind of motorcycle. And I absolutely love it. I wish I just would have done it sooner. How about you, Princess?
Well, like you said, you kind of talked me into taking the safety course with you. I've ridden as passenger for years. Started out little, riding on my dad's gas tank. So I've always loved being on the motorcycle. But as I said, I've never driven one. So I went ahead, took the course with you, and quickly learned that I really loved being the one driving the bike. Took the course, took me a little while to pick a bike. Finally found a bike I liked, but every time I went to a dealership, they had already sold that one. So, PP, who is my husband, we were kind of just on a little vacation, just the two of us, doing some Harley hopping, collecting some Harley chips, and we happened to stop at a dealership, and they had a bike. Mind you, it was 4 hours from home, and being a new rider, I really did not think I should be trying to ride my bike from there to my home. So we had arranged for it to be delivered. Unfortunately, that fell through, and we ended up going back down to pick it up. I got a 2021 Iron 1200. I love the bike. I've enjoyed the bike. Upgraded the seat because that thing was terrible.
Oh my goodness, it was like sitting on a brick.
Yes, very uncomfortable. But I did get a Mustang seat last year for my birthday from PP, and that has made it a very nice bike. So I love the bike. I will probably keep that bike for a while. I think it's going to take a special bike for me to trade that one in.
Yeah, you've put a lot of miles. You look good on that bike.
It just fits me. I do have some real short legs, so sitting on certain bikes, a lot of the Softails and stuff, I couldn't even reach the ground. So when I sat on my Sportster, I really liked it, and it was very comfortable, and I can touch the ground, and it's been a good bike.
Yeah. And like other ladies listening, don't be afraid of the size like me. I ended up having to get 3 bikes because I was afraid of the size. And I tell you what, they all ride differently, but this Street Glide is so easy. Like I can't tell that it's a bigger, heavier bike. And I kick myself for just not getting it in the first place because I was afraid.
I completely agree. Like when I was talking to some of my lady rider friends, they tried to discourage me from getting a Sportster, said that I was going to outgrow it really fast. It was not a good, comfortable bike, but for me personally, it fit me, and I've been very comfortable on that bike, which I think is very important. So I would say don't listen to other people. Just, sit on the bikes and take them for test drives and figure out what works for you. I mean, what worked for them is not going to be what works for you.
Right, because everybody's built different. Everybody's comfort level is different. I'm a comfortable rider. I ride a lot by myself, and I wish we could ride all year long, but unfortunately we can't. But I take every advantage I can to ride my bike.
I do as well. There's still trips that are longer trips that I do ride with PP on the back, but I swear, as soon as we leave the driveway, I'm like, I really wish I would have brought my own bike. I don't know what it is about just riding my own now that I really enjoy.
And I think yours is your nerves, like, because we might go into big cities and things like that. But I mean, you're a great rider. You've got just as much time on your belt than I do, really.
I think I've gotten more comfortable over the last couple of riding seasons. I had, I did take a little spill there that first riding season that made me a little nervous with the corners after that, but I got back on my bike and dusted my ass off and got back on it and rode it home.
A couple things and
had to straighten out the blinker a little bit in the mirror and was a little disappointed. I scratched my brand new windshield, very first time riding with the windshield on, but hey, it's a battle scar now and gives it character.
Yep. Do you think you'll ever upgrade or?
I think it's going to take a special bike to make me upgrade, but I think I will eventually.
I know you got your eye on a certain bike.
I do. I do like the Softail Slim. I don't want just a plain black one. And for a long time, all I've seen are black ones with chrome. And I found a very nice red one at a dealership not too far from here. But I'm just not quite ready to make that upgrade yet. So we'll see. I'm sure eventually another one will come along if I don't end up with that one. But
Yep. And eventually, I hope, how the guys do their wild hogs rides. Someday, some year, Rachel and I will, Princess and I will do a ride, but it will not be called old coots on scoots like these old guys. But
I've always liked the Harley Sport Glide. That's always been an interesting bike to me. I like the small fairing on the front and the hard bags that come with it. So that's another one that I don't see very often when I go into dealerships. It's not made anymore, so a little bit harder to find, but I do like that bike as well.
yeah, it's, I'm just like you, I have short legs and it's hard to find something that suits us short ladies without doing a bunch of adjustments to your bike. And I was lucky enough to find something that I do not have to do any adjustments to. I mean, the seat's comfortable. Everything just fits me like it was made for me. I didn't even really have to shop around. When I went down to that dealership, I wasn't there to buy a bike. We were shopping and I saw this bike and they worked with me on a trade and walked out with a bike.
I feel like that's how it goes a lot of the times. You're not really going in to buy a bike, but then all of a sudden you find that one bike and kind of captures you, and next thing you know, you're going home with the bike.
Yep. So like I said, don't settle. Get what you want. You'll learn to like the bike and you'll grow with it. I could have saved myself a lot by not purchasing 3 bikes, but you live and learn.
So we've kind of talked about our bikes. Is there anything else that you really like to take with you when we go on trips, as far as an accessory or a comfort item to make sure that you're comfortable on your ride?
Well, I always have my rain gear with me no matter what. I always have chaps with me, except the day that I don't have them and need them. So I've learned to make sure my chaps and my rain gear are always with me. I have extra gloves and an extra headband because I wear glasses and the wind kind of blows them around. So I would really like to be able to have 2 helmets, but unfortunately I don't have a trunk or anything on my bike. But no, that's pretty much, I do have a toolkit in my bike, but the people that I ride with majority of the time have other tools that I may need if something was to happen. What about you?
Well, as you know, I mean, I have a Sportster. You don't really have room for a radio on there. I tried the whole Bluetooth speaker thing. That didn't work out very well. The Bluetooth speaker would die pretty quickly because, you got to turn it up so loud just so you can hear it. So I did invest in a Sena helmet. It's got the Bluetooth speakers built right into it. So I use that to be able to hear some music on my bike.
That lasts you a long time too, doesn't it?
Yes. We can go on a several day ride, and I think we went last year, what was it, 6 days? And I think I charged it like on the 3rd day, and it lasted until we got home again. So it's got a really good battery life. I think the quality of the sound is pretty good.
Because you can receive phone calls and everything on that too, right?
Yeah. I've actually received a couple phone calls on there. Answered it just long enough to say, hey, I'm on my bike. Can I call you back later or whatever? Didn't really have long conversations. But, sometimes you just need to answer the phone. But it's been a great helmet. I've enjoyed it. I would recommend it, definitely. Mm-hmm. It's been very comfortable, very durable.
Yep.
Then definitely my chaps. We put some throwovers on my bike last year, which has been really nice because then I have my own bags. I don't have to rely on PP to carry my stuff for me. And
because men, it's one bag is his and the other trunk and other bag is hers.
Yep. I remember our first motorcycle trip. I asked PP, I'm like, so where does my pillow go? He said, there's no pillows on the bike. So I guess that's why they call me Princess. I'm very fussy about some things. And
you're spoiled, even though she'll say she's not.
I am well loved. I am not spoiled. Other than that, I mean, just making sure I do have some rain gear. Been kind of looking for some newer rain gear. I like the rain gear I have, but my pants are just way too big compared to the jacket. I don't feel like they're very proportionate.
I don't think any of the rain gear that you will purchase, unless you buy it separate and buy a pair of pants that are 3 or 4 sizes smaller than what you have, kind of thing.
Yeah. So I have been keeping my eye out for some newer rain gear, but what I have right now works. I mean, we've been caught in the rain several times, and I mean, I've been dry when we got to the end, so that's the most important thing, I think.
Mm-hmm. I've had a couple different brands. When I started out, I just bought the Frog Togs, and I mean, they served its purpose, but they are huge and bulky, and I think touch the engine too much for my comfort. So I upgraded to a Harley rain gear. I kind of got it on pretty much for free because of all the points that we spend at a Harley dealership. And that definitely is better, but it's in the same boat as her. You know, the pants are huge, but it serves its purpose, and I stay dry. I just wish they would make the pants a little bit more proportion.
Yeah, so if anybody has any suggestions, go ahead and I guess drop Big E a line there since we took over his podcast, and he could probably get that information to us so we can check those out. So this summer, what are you looking forward to as far as bike trips?
Well, Big E and I are planning a anniversary trip up in the UP, doing something. We're not 100% sure exactly what we're doing or where we're going, but we are planning something for September. There's a few that I am looking forward to. The Hell to Paradise ride, I think, will be fun. I'm not a big fan of riding in huge groups, but it's something I got to get over. It's not my driving or riding, it's other people's. Some people are crazy and some people are more calm. So many rides have been thrown at me. You know, Big E's into all of these, and sometimes I just listen, but don't listen. But I just go when he tells me to go. I enjoy riding. It doesn't matter who I'm with or where I'm going. If I'm on my bike, I'm happy.
Yeah, I think that's what it's really all about, is just going out and enjoying your ride.
Yeah, and I love a lot of the, what the rides are for.
Yes.
I love helping a vet, and I love helping a child. 2 seasons ago, we did a little benefit ride for a young girl who had cancer, and they were planning it, and then before the actual ride, she did pass away. But to me, that was very emotional.
Yeah. Oh, I'd agree. Yeah, that ride was definitely very emotional for every rider, male or female.
Yeah.
It's always hard to lose a kid, or to see a kid pass away. I mean, cancer is a evil disease, in my opinion. I've lost several family members and wonderful women in my life to cancer, different types. So it'll be definitely something that is true to my heart to do any kind of cancer benefits, especially for kids.
Mm-hmm. Me too. We pretty much do any kind of benefit ride that's, in the state of Michigan. We try to do anything, do what we can. Obviously, there's so many of them out there that we can't do every single one, but we do our best to do anything that's fairly local.
Yeah. So PP and I, we are also talking about an anniversary ride. Last year, we wanted to go out to Tequamatum Falls, plan to cut up through Canada, go through that way. Last year, we ditched on the trip just because of all the wildfires and just didn't really want to be in that smoky kind of environment on the bike, especially. So hopefully this year that's on our plan to go ahead and get that ride put together and do that this year. So that's kind of like my big highlight of the summer. Other than the other benefit rides that we end up doing. I know there's a few that we've definitely got on our calendar, but we'll see what else pops up throughout the summer and what fits into our schedules.
Yeah, because it looks, our schedule's getting full already, and it's not really even riding season yet. I mean, I was so excited this year. We got to ride on Christmas Day. You know, we went down to the Lake Michigan and just cruised the town, and I was blaring Christmas music on my motorcycle, and everybody just loved it. I mean, and we saw quite a few motorcycles out that day, and not very often in Michigan can you say you rode comfortably on Christmas Day.
Yeah, the weather this year, it's definitely been up and down, very warm for winter, a Michigan winter. Haven't seen a whole lot of snow. So that's been kind of crazy. My bike has been in storage all winter, and it's still there. So I haven't had the opportunity to ride mine out, and that's okay. PP just got his all put back together, and he's been enjoying some of the warm days we've had. And of course, when I'm at work and I hear the motorcycles gassing up next door, it makes me a little jealous, but
I hear you. I saw your husband ride by my work the other day, and I'm like, and I'm stuck at work.
Yeah, definitely not fair. So what else do you want to talk about?
I don't know if any women have any questions or concerns or comments on, if you want to get into riding, or you have, a concern about how your riding is and what you can do to fix it. But like we tell everybody that rides with us, ride your own ride, especially, if you are new to riding and people are going faster than you. Do not try to keep up with them if you're not comfortable. Don't be embarrassed because you're taking corners slower than others, or you might be a half mile behind them. You ride your own ride, because if you get out of your comfort zone, that's when an accident's going to happen. So it's very, very important to just ride your own comfortable ride.
Exactly.
Because we've came in situations where we ride with a lot of other people, and they just, everybody rides differently. And I don't care that they're half a mile in front of me or there's 100 bikes behind me and I'm going slower. I'm riding my ride. I don't know this road. I don't know what's going to jump out in front of me. And, we live in Michigan. There's deer, there's bears, there's all kinds of animals. And that's where I'm comfortable. Yes, dogs are a huge thing.
Huge. I think.
I don't know what it is with motorcycles.
I say every single time we go on the bike, I think we encounter at least one dog that thinks he needs to chase a bike. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. It makes me very nervous. I'm a little better now than I was in the beginning, but it's still a very nerve-wracking thing when you've got an animal running out towards you, and you don't want to run him over, and you don't want to fall, and so it's always tricky with all nature has to offer. Even potholes and whatever else. So,
yep. And if anybody hasn't taken a course, or, they're not hard and they're very informative. And just because we were women, I did not feel out of place at all.
No, I think there was only three women in our class that we took. And I didn't feel like we were treated any differently. I would definitely, if somebody's thinking about it or on the fence, just go. Try it out. There's no harm in just going and trying and seeing how it works out for you. Yep. You may love it. You may hate it. You just don't know, but don't be afraid to try.
Yep. Their bikes are small. It's not like it's a big, big Harley Davidson or anything. They're just more like little dirt bikes, and that will give you an idea of whether or not, because Princess was on the fence. She didn't know if she wanted to, ride her own bike, but I convinced her that, maybe someday you might have to ride his bike home if something was to happen, and you should probably at least know the basics.
Yeah.
And she did it, and she fell in love. Imagine that. And someday Princess and I might just take a little trip with just her and I without the guys, but we kind of like doing it as a family. It's fun, all family, and all these are friends that, my dad rides, my brothers ride, we know so many people that ride now. I think my dad was so ecstatic, that his daughter got a bike and was riding. He loves riding with us. So
my dad was pretty stoked too. He hasn't ridden in years. he has, over the last few years, underwent an amputation. He'd love to get back on the bike, but we'll have to see about that. But he was definitely pretty stoked that I decided to take that step and get my own, and he's just been tickled pink, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. I see him posting or commenting on our posts sometimes. I can tell he's a proud papa.
Oh, yeah. Yep. And then I think we just did, we didn't do like a Harley course or anything. We went through the college to do our course, so it was not quite as expensive, but I don't think we got any different education.
No, I don't
we
think
did
so.
pretty good, and just learning the basics and then practice. I mean, we went to the parking lot how many times after I got my bike just so I could ride a parking lot.
Yep, just so you can get comfortable, and that's what friends are for. I'm not going to put you in danger because I'm pushing you to get out on the road, and just because I'm comfortable,
Yep.
We went and we did your little figure eights and the squares and all that just so you could get comfortable on your bike.
I say the guys do their Wild Hogs trip every year. I'm sure you've heard a podcast or 2 or 3 or 10 or 12 on that thing. So yes, we do a ladies trip every year, and we've been doing it, in a car, which is good, cool, whatever. But yeah, one of these years we'll decide to just take off on our bikes and go do something, and that'll be just as fun, I think.
I think so.
See, this year we're going to do Mackinac Island. Kind of hard to take your motorcycle there, so I think it'll be fun.
It will be, because we won't have any guys.
Nobody complaining about the things we want to do.
Yeah, the heat and the walking and the money we're spending.
No, good times. Always have good times on the bike. We got Blessing in the Bikes coming up pretty soon, so we'll be doing that. And
Fun times there.
mm-hmm,
Lots and lots of people.
And then, of course, you got the Muskegon. They got their bike time, so I'm sure we'll make a trip down there too.
Yes, we usually take a trip and spend at least a day there.
I might get brave and ride my own bike this year. Years past, I've been a little nervous with all the traffic that comes with it, but I think I'm pretty comfortable now.
I think it's easier when you're with a group of people versus when you're by yourself riding through all that traffic.
Yeah.
You're bound to be seen when you have multiple bikes.
Yep, that is true. So, all right. Well, ladies, gentlemen, thank you for joining us. We just thought we'd hop in here and take over the Big E's podcast for an episode. Never know, you might hear us again.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
All right.
Thank you,
Enjoy
guys.
your day.
Thanks for listening to the Mid-Michigan Biker Podcast.